All right, guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon, and we have an update to the Jerry O'Connell situation. Jerry O'Connell, of course, went on the Bill Maher podcast. He regrets going on the Bill Maher podcast. He said it caused him some issues, and he's never going on podcasts again, except for like 2 or 3 that he mentioned. And this is coming as O'Connell talked about the election night in his house. Now he's married to Rebecca Romaine, a supermodel, right? So maybe that's why he puts up with this shit. But yeah, apparently his wife and his daughters were not happy with him because he basically said Kamala Harris, of course she was going to lose. The Democrats did this to themselves. They didn't have a primary. She was not a popular candidate. It was very clear she was not the right person. But, you know, at that point, they'd already lied to the public and told everybody that Biden was fine. He was fine. He's not dropping out. Everything's good. And then they pushed him out. And, you know, they ran her. And I believe, this is my personal opinion, I think they ran her because they didn't want to give the money back because the donations went to the Biden-Harris campaign. And as long as she was on the ticket, they were allowed to keep the money. That's my understanding of the situation. But she was deeply unpopular. They hid her for most of Biden's presidency. And they ran her. And, of course, she fell flat in her face. I mean, huge loss. I mean, massive loss. And even if you're a Democrat, you know, you got to be looking at this like, what the hell were you guys thinking? I mean, geez, Cenk on the Young Turks was even like, what are you thinking? We're the Democrats. We're supposed to be Democratic. We're not even going to have a primary. What are you thinking? What did you think was going to happen? That's all he said. He didn't say, oh, I'm glad Trump won. He didn't say anything like that. Well, we'll look at the clip again here for those of you who didn't see it. And apparently now he's swearing off doing podcasts. Now, the Daily Beast, of course, they have a different take on it other than, you know, he got a bunch of backlash, probably from his wife at home. But they're like, oh, he's swearing off podcasts after MAGA meltdown on Bill Maher. What? So we got to take a look at this, too. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Here's his tweet. He said, okay, Club Random was my last podcast. Can't do anything right. X is mad at me. My family is mad at me. Even the New York Post is having a laugh. Only podcast I will ever do again is Pardon My Take for fantasy preview, and we're drafting JD5. So, yeah, he's going to do a fantasy football podcast. What? Nurkish here says, no one's mad at you, dude. Yeah, most people are concerned or saddened by you being held captive by the woman in your house and having to walk on eggshells. Yeah, Aaron Sparrow says, for what it's worth, I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at him. I thought it was sad to see. This is a guy who I always like Sliders. I love Stand By Me. He always seemed like a genuinely good dude. And the pain, and we'll look at this clip again, the pain in his eyes. Like, this guy's not making it up. Like, I think his family's batshit. And I'm sure, and I knew as soon as he said it, I'm like, oh, dude, oh, you are asking for it when you go home. She is going to beat the shit out of you. If you're in an abusive relationship and you call that abuser out publicly, I mean, I'm not saying she's like physically abusing him, but he might get a tongue lash in, not the good kind. But you know, he basically kind of threw her under the bus too. It's like, yeah, my wife and kids, you know, beat me. I was like, wow, dude. I would have if it were me, and if he weren't, you know, and I think this is kind of a low key, kind of a cry for help. If it were me, I would have probably phrased, if you're just joking, like, yeah, they got mad. I'd be like, yeah, you know, we were there. We, you know, watched the election and, you know, it didn't go very well. My wife and kids were pretty mad about it. And I would have just left it at that. But he went into detail and, you know, they got physically violent and you can't say anything in California. It's like, man. Quartering says, I had a feeling this would be the outcome. Jeremy says Trump 2028. Yeah, I don't know, man. 2 for flinching. Yeah, this guy definitely coffee and chocolate games. Don't be a wimp. It was hard to watch. Like I've known guys that are in relationships like that where they really got to walk on eggshells for their spouses. And no, I am not one of those people. I push back. We fight often, but it's okay. It's okay. But, you know, yeah, it's always sad to see. It's like, dude, you don't even think for yourself. You're just doing whatever your wife wants you to do. And if it were the opposite, if it were, you know, a man telling a woman what to think or do, or that she couldn't be with her friends, or she couldn't talk to her family, or, you know what I'm saying? That's abuse. That's an abusive relationship. But when it's a man, you're supposed to just suck it up. You're not allowed to say anything. You're a puss if you say anything about it. You know, and men are abused and men are not, I'm going to be honest, men are not allowed to talk about it. And they're like, well, she's, you know, not as strong as you or whatever. It's like, it doesn't always have to be physical abuse. Actually, in a lot of ways, physical abuse hurts less than the emotional and mental abuse that a controlling person can put you through. So, and they've got ways of controlling you. They've got ways of, you know, keeping you under their thumb. And it's usually head games. And, you know, if they were just hitting you in the face, well, you put some ice on it and you get over it. But they're hitting you in the brain. They're hitting you in the heart. So it's, you know, it's a little bit different. It's a little harder to get past all that. And I really do believe he wasn't acting. He wasn't making it up. I think his home life is not great. I mean, I don't know much about Rebecca Romaine other than she was Mystique. That's about it. She's a supermodel. I don't know what her politics are. Obviously, now I can guess. But if he's surrounded by people like this, dude, run, man, just run, run for the door. So let's take a look at this clip again for those of you who haven't seen it yet.
My wife and daughters, without saying anything, became physical with me. They were filled with rage.
That's not normal.
I was just.
Yeah, I was like, they're even like, look at their faces. That is not, they know it's not normal. It's not normal. And now he's walking it back. Probably because his wife told him to walk it back. She hasn't said, to the best of my knowledge, as of recording this video, she hasn't said anything yet, but, So the takeaway though, from, the Daily Beast is that he's swearing it off because of MAGA backlash. Okay. Jerry O'Connell's rage quit follows mounting backlash both online and within his own household. Okay, so Jerry O'Connell said he's done with podcasts after a bruising appearance on Bill Maher's show that sparked backlash online and at home. The Stand By Me star opened up in a Monday episode of Maher's Club Random podcast about a tense election night clash with his family during the 2024 race. A conversation he seemed to know would land him in trouble. It was a call for help, man. If I say this, will I stay married? He said. He joked. He told Maher 70 that, why does it matter how old he is? That as Harris's chances slipped, he started spitballing ideas at home about what went wrong, criticizing the campaign strategy and suggesting there should have been a primary. Yes, 100%. I agree with you. 100%. That didn't go over well with his wife, actress Rebecca Romaine, and their 18-year-old twin daughters, Charlie and Dolly O'Connell. My wife and daughters, without saying anything, became physical with me. They were filled with rage. The fallout, O'Connell admitted, made him more cautious about what he says at home and in public. I kind of made a joke. They become very angry with me, he said, adding that even during the podcast, he was being careful with his words. Maher wasn't having it. I couldn't live that way. He said, sit there and don't say anything. Sit on your hands. Maher said, tuck my tail between my legs and just shut the fuck up. The exchange quickly spilled beyond the studio. After the episode, O'Connell faced a wave of criticism online, prompting him to declare on X that the Maher appearance would be his last podcast. Everyone is mad at me. He can't do anything right. As the pile-on grew louder, O'Connell jumped into X and started firing back, replying directly to trolls mocking his Club Random appearance. When one user posted a photo of him in a helmet and dubbed him just another Hollywood softhead, okay, that one hurt. Yeah, it's like, look, I'm telling you, if this guy's going through like some mental abuse at home, I mean, I don't know. It could have been a joke. It just didn't land. Like making fun of him's not, it's not really the way to go here, right? Because again, men can be abused. Men can be manipulated, and yeah, it's awful. Another took aim at his turbulent household dynamic, asking if he'd checked with his daughters and his wife before tweeting. They're cool with it, he shot back. After days of sparring with trolls and declaring that he was swearing off podcasts altogether, didn't last for long. Yeah, I'm going to go and pardon my take. Roughly an hour later, the actor made another carve out to his rapidly evolving guest list. Well, yeah, he was going to go on another one. Kelly Stafford's podcast. So where's the MAGA meltdown? Okay. Daily Beast. What the fuck? Actor swears off podcast after MAGA meltdown on Bill Maher. What MAGA meltdown was there? He is not MAGA. MAGA was not melding down on him. I do not believe. You just put you just put MAGA in the headline because you knew it'd get people angry and they'd click on, oh my God, here's a picture of Jerry O'Connell looking angry. Is he MAGA now? We have to click and find out. He can't do anything right. We're obsessed, man. Come on. Yeah. I don't expect like actual journalism from the Daily Beast, but everything. MAGA, 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 MAGA. It's all MAGA. Oh, this is interesting. Speaking of men who are being dragged around by their pubes, potentially. What is this? Meghan accused of steamrolling hairy and disastrous Netflix meetings. Oh, I can believe that one 100%. She's definitely the man in the house. 100%. Maybe he likes that. I don't know. So there we go, guys. That's the fallout for poor Jerry O'Connell. I actually feel really bad for him. I like him. I think he's a pretty solid dude, but I don't know. I'm not gonna think the same of Rebecca Romaine, even if he was joking. I think there was a kernel of truth there. A lot of times when people are going through stuff, they try to joke to make it sound less bad than it is, because he knows it makes him look bad too. Like, why are you letting your wife abuse you and your teenage daughters abuse you? Like, what is wrong with you, man? So there it is. Hopefully they work things out. I don't know. Gonna wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.